I know it's been a while since we've been able to have people here in the church, for church. I know it's been a while, but you might remember that on the outside of our churches is a very, very large cross. It's a symbol, a sign that this is a church. And we've used that symbol and sign for a very long time. All churches, shouldn't say all, but certainly almost all churches have used the cross as a sign. But our congregations, our own individual communities, we have our own signs and symbols too. And there's three that are really obvious, I think. When you come into our church, there's three really obvious. Rainbows, handprints, and hearts. Rainbows, of course, as we talked about a few weeks ago, rainbows are a sign of God's love of all things, and that we covenant with God to all be co-creators, to be inclusive of all things. And that's why we try to use that so often as a symbol in the church, because it's not just a sign of inclusivity, it's not just a sign that everyone's included and everyone can belong here. It's a sign especially for people who sometimes haven't felt like they can be included here or that they belong. That's why it's so important for people to see it. It's a sign. Handprints is another one. They're all over the place. I don't mean just on the walls where somebody's, because, we keep our places clean, we do. But we have banners. We have tabletops that have handprints on them. They're everywhere. And it's a sign, not just that we're a community of people and we're all individual, just like our hands, but also that we're a people who do stuff. We're a people that take God's love and put it into action. And speaking of love, that's why we have hearts all over the place. We have hearts to remind us of love. You'd think we wouldn't need to be reminded of love, but sometimes we need to be reminded of how to love and how to share the love that's in us, that we are loved sometimes, because our hearts sometimes, our hearts get to choose is the thing. We each get to choose. So here's a story. Here's a book to remind you about that. It's called My Heart.
My Heart by Karina Loiken. My heart is a window. My heart is a slide. My heart can be closed or opened up wide. Some days it's a puddle. Some days it's a stain. Some days it is cloudy and heavy with rain. Some days it is tiny. But tiny can grow. And grow and grow. There are days it's a fence between me and the world. Days it's a whisper that can barely be heard. There are days it is broken. But broken can mend, and a heart that is closed can still open again. My heart is a shadow, a light, and a guide. Closed or open, I get to decide.
It only takes a spark to get a fire going, and soon all those around can warm up in its glowing. That's how it is with God's love. Once you've experienced it, you spread God's love to everyone you want to pass it on. What a wondrous time is spring, when all the trees are budding, the birds begin to sing, the flowers start their blooming. That's how it is with God's love. Once you've experienced it, you want to sing. It's fresh like spring, you want to pass it on. I wish for you, my friend, this happiness that I found. On God you can depend, it matters not whether you're bound. I'll shout it from the mountain top. I want my world to know the Lord of love has come to me.